Hello, everyone. Today we're gonna be back. I'm gonna do a strategy. So I'm gonna talk to you about strategies and strategy games, which is kind of weird. So let's just start a new country. Let's start a new game. So I want to go over basic strategies for every type of country. So let's start with our small country. Let's start with. So this is gonna be a video divided into three parts. You have small countries, medium countries, and big countries. Okay, so here you go. We're gonna start with. I want to say let's start with. Let's start with New Zealand. New Zealand's a pretty small country, and my backup one should be. I'll put Norway just because actually, yeah, Norway just at the backup. But yes, I play Norway normally, but I can also play New Zealand, so I'll just do New Zealand for now. I got the much probably a harder country to win with, so we just gotta wait for some players. So yeah. So as you can see, I got they actually had some updates finally. So I got my reserve country here, so I can see what I got, which is obviously gonna be New Zealand. But also we got a ton of new things. It looks like I have a ton of upgrades. So it's a time to anyway, the strategy part. So in essence, this game is all about trying to become the biggest country. So what I like to do is I like to go into this tech section. Okay. I like to research infantry improvements and then go into the economy part and research economic improvements. This will help you grow your economy and your money. I will say this is actually a bit bigger than I expected, so we're going to deal with that. But if you can, just develop all your cities if it's not too expensive. So that's obviously not too expensive. And then you're going to try justify on the nearest nation to you. Obviously, I just justified on a island. Let's see if Australia. Okay, because Australia's a player, we're going to want to form an alliance with them. Try and keep ourselves safe with them. So, let's see if they accept. Perfect. We're allied now, so we're fine. We don't gotta worry about the possibility that anything will happen. As you can see, this is just the entirety of the island. But either way, we justified our war goal now. So unfortunately the AI starts developing for some reason now, so it's really annoying. So we're just gonna move our troops up to here. Not gonna do anything. As you can see, our research is done, so we're gonna start researching infantry. So you're gonna want to start with body armor, because that's fast. Then we're gonna go here over to military. As you see, we have military power. As you can see, I'm playing as a small island country. So we're gonna want to get a military operations and use island hopping campaign. So now this gives us for 180 days. So I'm basically until like 6 months from now, which would be like I don't know, but it's a while from now. But either way, it gives us enough time. It gives us a much easier path across. So we can now use doctrines here. And we're gonna go to land, specialization. Because I can't go any farther for some reason, so. Because it's like that. But either way, now we're ready. Okay, body armor's been researched. Now we'll research small arms. Be careful, because these cost the infantry ones will do 15. I'm sorry. Infantry ones do 15. Everything else will do 7.5 or lower. It's that max research progress down there. That will do a 7.5 or lower on everything but infantry. So just be careful with infantry that you don't mess up with that. I can research political improvements, obviously, because it's not very going to be super long. Now we're going to send these dudes over because they can fight now. We just want to make sure. We'll train them for a second just to make sure we're good. Training people, actually, you're supposed to train them earlier, but I don't feel like training him right now, so we're not going to do that. Adaptation is also really helpful because it's infantry attrition loss, which in case you don't know what that means, basically just means that when we lose people, we still fight pretty well. Oh god, this can be hard. Now, obviously, they're gonna beat us here, so I'm gonna try and get like 30k more people just to get in. I can also send a frigate via this city because it has a port symbol on it, which I have. Hopefully, I don't have any oil, so looks like we ain't sending a frigate, but our troops should hold out long enough for more dudes to come back us up. So we can get the people to back us up, we'll be fine. Yeah. Send this dude out. No, obviously, we can just send them all out. Slowly. Please hold out, hold out, hold out, hold out, hold out, hold out. Let's get body armor. Ah, shucks. Well, they didn't hold out long enough. But we got more people on the way. So now we have 50. We're going to eventually beat them because we have more manpower than them. Which right here is manpower. You need a high amount of manpower to win wars. Because without manpower, you can't fight. You can't send infantry out. So, basically, how units work, you need infantry. You need manpower. Which isn't something that we really care about in most scenarios, unless you're playing as a small country. It's because I only have 86,000 manpower, which isn't really. Oh, the heck did they? Oh, they must be. I forgot of the AI. AI now for some reason. You get back here. You get back here. We're gonna send out instead. We're gonna send out a boat. Okay, we got oil now. Finally. And we lost our national modifier for island hopping campaign. So we're just gonna have to go in. Turn on naval improvements. And hope we can get pull in another body armor level. We're not gonna send them all out, but we're gonna obviously just send our boat in. This is much more helpful when there's less people. But we're gonna send these dudes here. Okay, we're just gonna start bombarding them with this boat. Cause this boat's like gonna bombard them. And we're gonna send another person out because we need more. We're gonna send this bigger boat out, which is gonna do more damage. So, so we can research. Researching basically just improves it. You have research power down here. You need research power to get research. So, if you don't if you don't get research power, you don't get anything. So it's not helpful. It's always good to secure a It's always good to secure a good ally. In this case, my best ally would be Australia. But, a good second would be Indonesia or the USA. USA for saving the Belize, by the way. But, generally so sadly I have a national modifier on right now, which means I can't do another military attack thing. Like, as you can see, and then we have here down here, we have stability and war exhaustion. These two things are pretty important. If this ends up going down below, say like I want to say 45%, you start losing money and stuff. As you can see, I have like 0.19%, negative 0.19% manpower increase. So what we can do here is we can implement policies that could do a bunch of things. So I'm going to implement this one called Improve Infrastructure. This is really good as it gives me 10% tax increase and a bunch of other things. Then we're going to implement the Liberation Act, which gives us 10% unrest reduction, which is really good for when you're conquering. These are formables. We're not going to really care about these right now. I'll talk about that later. But for right now, we can actually go to leaders and we can pick our leaders here. I recommend getting a finance minister or an industry minister. Then getting a where is it? We don't have one, but normally it's important to get a political reformer, which also helps. As you can see, we have political power, which is another variable. So in this case, it's at 0. So we're gonna need to start spend. We're gonna do some political research, obviously. So that will get our political power up. So we can do some political research. This gives me integration speed, which helps you make cores. So basically, when you get a core, you can make it your capital, which is helpful in scenarios in which you don't have your capital. Say if I were to lose Wellington to someone, say maybe Antarctica or not Antarctica, but Australia was to betray me, and take my capital, and but I stay alive somehow. I could change my capital to any city that has core on it with 250 political power. Like I said, change it to Auckland if Auckland's still alive. But either way, it's important to remember that. Okay, what the heck? It's important to remember that we need to stay. What? Yeah, it's important to remember that we need to keep our stuff up. So once this finishes researching on July 17th, 2020, we will get this. Oh, not this. Where is it? But everything is measured in 5 days. Oh, yes, sure. So there's going to be options that pop up throughout the game in which you can click yes or no. So obviously, I'm not going to do this because it gives me corruption and it loses me money, but I get political power. So you can do things. Obviously, I gain corrupt, but I can just lose stability instead, which that's not good, but it's not terrible either. As you can see, my stability is not going up because I have not researched anything or put someone in power that would make my stability go up. I don't know. Why am I losing political power now? Oh, because of this. Yeah. So yeah, there's also a new thing about AI, which makes it even worse. That they can now make troops. Which I don't know obviously, if you've never played the game, this is fine. But that also means it takes a lot longer to kill AI countries, especially when they're small and easy to repopulate. As you can see, did it once already. They somehow got 60,000 on them. We're gonna see. Oh, Dakota Alpha just. What the heck? What does Dakota just do? They just released and let this Dakota. What the heck they did, but okay. Either way, we're gonna jump them now so we can finally finish this war off. Because I'm not really losing money, but it's not very helpful right now. In this case, so obviously with our troops, we can attack them and then kill them off. Because either losing more troops or we're losing troops, so we'll eventually kill their troops off and we'll take the thing. As you can see, we've had a lot less casualties than them, but that's not very accurate. And now also, because we can also develop our cities and put buildings in. So to explain buildings in a very short sense, okay? Buildings allow you to get benefits from. You can wrap up more. So I'm gonna turn this up so I can get as much money from them as possible, and get as much this from them. I don't do anything else normally, but that's 75 million. You can go to buildings, okay, and click on one of these buildings. Let's say I wanted to put a recruitment center down in these two cities. I could put it down for $1 million. This would increase my manpower gain in these cities by 25%. So if we click on it again, we can see I make 25 manpower. So I would get 25 plus that. So we can build also nationwide by using city things. But buildings are here. And then developing cities and putting recruitment centers down will basically improve your income. You can also build factories once you get money from them, or once you get the resources to build a factory. So obviously I need stuff to build factories, and I don't have anything to do it. So I'm obviously not going to be able to get that. As you can see, my stability is now going up. But the only reason that it's not going up faster is because of the fact that we don't have. So now obviously we're making more stuff. We've researched our political improvements, so now we're actually gaining political power very slowly. So yellow means it's in the middle, it's not really moving that much, but green means you're good, red means you're bad. You're not very well off. Let's see how does Australia's doing. Okay, they're fine. They're fighting Papua New Guinea. Okay. So that's about it for what happened, what you need to do for that. For small countries, you can get military. I recommend getting military doctrines. It's very helpful. The do ever one helps you the most. So in this case, it's going to be either jungle or hilly or mountainous. But we're also in winter, so it could be nice to get like say winter modifiers. Even though for some reason it's not requiring me to get winter modifier, it's helpful. I guess I must have updated it, but yeah, it used to be you to get winter, but so in this case I probably go mountains, but specialization really get this if I want a military power. And basically what I would do. So that's gonna be it. I'm gonna get my land up. So you can also just seed your land. I'm just gonna seed it to say Australia. Which there's a new timer, so it's probably must be at least. Alright, so we're gonna leave. I'll just break ties. We're gonna leave. So let's get into our. Holy, I can't see a thing. My game be tweaking. Anyway, we're just gonna create a new server again. This time I want to reserve a nice, bigger country. Let's go with. I want to let's try and get Japan. 41% chance. So if I don't get it, we can just do a second country of say I want to say the United Kingdom. Oh, hold up. Reserve 42% is a slightly higher chance. So first and secondary bidding, obviously. So stop copying me. Anyway, XP gains different in different countries, so that's why that's why people play smaller countries is for XP or formables, which I'm gonna get into depth now, as I'm gonna be playing as a decent country that can actually give me formables. A formable. Why is there more people joining? A formable is a thing you can do which will gain you stability. Okay, well I got my country, so I pulled the United Kingdom. So if you're not interested in the server, you absolutely didn't get it. But so I'm gonna have the UK. So this is a much bigger country now. Anyway, but the strategy for this is to just not get taken over. Develop your cities, make money, and try not to die. As you can see, I have a ton of. I don't know why. Anyway, but as you can see, I have a ton more. I have tons of places and stuff. And, I'm actually making money. I got money now. I got money on my mind. I can never get enough. Actually, hold on, let's just find something else like in the Netherlands. I'm as a player. One sec. So in a sense, the same thing is gonna go on. The last time we're gonna improve, but okay, I meant to click economic improvements, but okay. So we'll research these, get that up, start making money. I'll try and declare out Belgium. Okay, I'm already declaring on them, so fine. We can also just about Isle of Man. Nope, we're still AI, okay. I think another one's gonna try and invade. So let's see if France is the real player. Okay, it is. So we'll get form alliance. I don't want to fight because I'm not very new. We're gonna send people out. I'm gonna leave you in London actually, just in case we get attacked for some reason, which I don't know why. As you can see, I don't actually have enough to do any developing, so for right now we're just gonna develop this part. Now, our W for gate person over here is doing. Oh, let's get some tech research up. Let's get some military doctrines in to help. Doctrines, land, specialization, adaptability. Let's go with, I want to say Melon. Anyway, as you can see, we have the advantage here. Because we have, what's it called? We can now attack Brussels. Take Brussels sprouts. We can take Brussels sprouts now. So and we can just get out of here. Send terms. Take our stuff that we got. Force it out of Belgium, sadly. Yeah, victory's ours. The war's already over, gang. So opposite didn't. I guess I didn't want me so. Sad. Randomly attacks Belgium for no reason. Would that be a valid crash out if I just attacked Belgium? Or not Belgium, but if I attacked this person. This person obviously is just mean, so you know, we just randomly attack them for no reason. It'd be justified, right? I think that'd be very justified. Actually, they have Germany on the side. Never mind. We're gonna stay out of that. And we're gonna justify on these two people because they seem stupid. I don't know. Basically, we got two allies. We're gonna have some fun fighting them. Our next opponent. That's not Poland. What the hell is going on? I'm just gonna try and scare them. This is less about I want to attack them, as in I want to scare them. Okay, so they're obviously thinking about allying me. So you gotta have a good strategy when you're a bigger country. That so we obviously have to play. We're in it for the long. Anyway, what's specialized for hilly? Or we're gonna split in half and just auto capture onto Ireland. Don't know why the heck they put two troops there randomly, but okay. Stop fighting us, gang. I don't want to fight y'all. Dude, every time they send a person there, it's just so stupid. Alright. As you see, we have a ton of people. We are getting Denmark. Oh. This person is staying. And this person is gonna stay back, guard the home base. For now. I'll check my formals, because I can probably get a formal soon. No, I'm not doing that. I'm doing. No, I'm not doing Franco-British. This one's actually pretty. This is actually and mostly it's gonna be doable, but I don't want to right now. Anyway, as you can see, we now have people. So we're gonna most likely have to try and hope that our opponents is not very. Well, I also have to research. So research is very important on countries. We can just rush the capital. It might actually be helpful. Hear me out. We just rush the capital. Have mercy. What the hell? Where'd our troops go? Alright, okay. So obviously we're not gonna get that, but I'll try and see that to them when they're done. Anyway, as you can see, we're trying to get our trying to get my research done because I need to get research ASAP to finish up this. Cause yeah, so obviously research is important. Research doctrines and having actually good diplomatic relationships with people is absolutely going to be your number one savior for anything. Let's see if I can get. Also, when you're on a bigger country, you're gonna want to develop trade. Get stuff up. You're gonna want to trade. Okay, so the question is, where is? Okay, phosphate. Now we don't have anything to make motor factories. I don't have steel, and I do a tungsten, but not enough. So, with bigger countries, you're obviously gonna have more stuff, economy, research, and trade. Um, we can let's try and pull another 2 iron off. If we can find any country that doesn't. Here we go, 2. Let's see. Then we're gonna get trade for electronics. So I'll just trade for them with Cuba. I feel like they're gonna be inclined to trade for away their electronics. Let's see if we can. Then we need titanium, so we can get a little bit of titanium. I feel like I find Norway on here. Yeah. I forgot how expensive titanium was. Let's do that. We go 61k. W Norway. Tungsten. We need like 1. Okay, that's all our trades done. Now let's obviously get this war done. So now we have enough to start making factories. This will start with steel factory. Let's get another big city. Let's see here, 2.4, 3, 1.1. So yeah, let's put it in Birmingham. We're gonna put our motor factory here. We're gonna put our we need fertilizer. Let's get our civilian fertilizer stuff under. Obviously we need that. So fertilizer. Or phosphate, yeah, phosphate. We need 4 phosphate. So let's see here. Who has good on the phosphate? Ah, great. No one has good phosphate. So we can buy 4. There you go. Anyway, I think they just got the. Was that the trade? I don't even remember. Something. I think it's just like to accept. I think we got our trade accepted. Yeah, okay, we got our trade accepted. So now we have perfect. We're now making civilian goods. Which civilian goods are always really helpful. Because it's like normally really good. Let's just get like. I don't know if let's definitely develop London. Let's develop Scotland. Scottish. You already developed basically. We'll get Ireland too. So then we got. Obviously, as you can see, I'm not really expanding, but that's basically the main strategy points for playing this kind of country. Big. This is a medium-sized country. Kind of the same thing. It's just not. It's not different in almost any way. But instead, you just the only difference in that is when you're playing. The only difference between this and playing a small. The only difference between a medium country and small countries and big countries. The only difference between them and medium countries is that medium countries are in the middle of the road where you have where you have enough manpower to get along. Say like I don't know, you get like 300k cap manpower or something, but you don't have enough. But so you have enough to get by, obviously, in wars and stuff. So you can just do Portugal surrounding them. Anyway, the difference between Ugh. Sorry, percent focus. The difference is that with a medium country, you still have to focus on economics and research and stuff, whereas with big countries, you can kind of just coast. Unless you're like, really, unless you like, well, you can kind of just coast, but you also kind of need to focus at the same time. So, in a way, playing a big country is just the number one way. I would recommend playing as a small country first, then try a medium country, and then keep. Well, obviously, you just want to kind of move up as you play. That way you can slow. That way you can learn. That way you're also not just thrown into just you're not thrown into some stupid thing with like 20 people. You're not thrown into the UK when you France, Spain, and Norway trying to attack you or something. And Germany too.